Joining us to break down what's moving in the media world is the Australian Sophie Elsworth. Sophie, hi there. I want to start with the Australian Open. I've seen a lot less of Craig Tiley, the boss of Tennis Australia, than we would normally see leading up to an Australian Open. Are they in a particular, defensive media mode at the moment, do you think?
Look, Chris, this whole Djokovic situation has made international headlines, and I think it's been handled incredibly poorly by Tennis Australia. It's made Australia look like a joke. The treatment of Novak Djokovic, in my view, has been completely unfair. He wasn't afforded procedural fairness in this whole tirade that unfolded.
No.
And Tennis Australia have left him out to dry, in my view. I mean, they gave him all the guidelines. They told him what he needed to do. He was working closely with them. And as far as I can see, Chris, he did what he needed to do. And Tennis Australia have not been there to back him up. And I think it's very damaging for Tennis Australia, and it's damaging for our country and the tournament itself.
I agree. So therefore, once the tournament starts on Monday, how the hell do they control the tension, the booing, the ugly scenes that will dominate every time Djokovic takes to the court? How do you control that stuff?
Well, Chris, they can't. The short answer is they can't. This issue with Djokovic splits the room. There's those on the side that want him to win. I'm one of those. I didn't like Djokovic, but I think his treatment has been disgraceful, and I hope he wins. But then I've got other people saying to me, how on earth was he allowed into the country? I'm boycotting the Open, and I certainly won't be watching it on TV. It's so divisive, so poorly handled. It's never should have got to the situation, Chris, where he was in this country and they're negotiating at border control whether he could get in or not. It's shameful, and Tennis Australia are going to hurt in so many ways on this. It's out of their control now. And
then today, apart from Barnaby Joyce, not one federal minister or government minister fronts up to discuss it. They can't hide forever. That picture will be very interesting. Now, the Prime Minister has his own messaging concerns, this time with supply chain issues. How does he go about stopping the mindless panic buying that we've seen before?
Chris, again, I mean, we've been in this situation for 2 years now, and we've been told by the Prime Minister, we've been told by our supermarkets, don't hoard, there's no need to panic buy. And sure enough, you see all those photos over social media, or for those who've, been out shopping, the shelves are stripped, and I just don't understand why people keep hoarding stuff. We've got massive supply chain issues globally and also domestically, and surely people can see if you just buy what you need, we'll get through this. It's a bad situation at the moment, but we'll come out the other end. People are not listening. And yet again, we're back to where we were. I mean, you can't get toilet rolls. You can't get paracetamol. You can't get hand sanitizer, face masks. Why are people doing this? This is where people just let down other people because they're just hoarding stuff that they don't need to, Chris. I don't understand it.
I walked into my local Coles at lunchtime yesterday and I said to one of the deputy managers there, that whole area looks to be bare, and so does that other area. So obviously you've got supply chain issues. And the bloke said to me, he says, a very small amount of supply chain issue, he said, in broken English. And he said, but mostly people have just panic bought.
I mean, Chris, why? Why do you need 400 toilet rolls? I never got that with COVID. Like, you're going to sit on the toilet for days on end. I don't get it. Why do you need hundreds of masks?
Yeah.
Just be sensible about it. This is what this pandemic, it's made people behave poorly.
Yeah.
And I just think don't hoard stuff, but people don't listen. And here we go again.
Yeah. Now, I want to get overseas. Donald Trump's push for his own social media platform, he's faced a setback. Now, I don't know what he's up to. Is it just a technical delay? But could that delay impact his bid for 2024, do you think?
Well, they're saying that this app is going to be available on February 21. And this is where Donald Trump is going to make his, he's going to, make his arrival back on the international centre stage again on social media. But they're working behind the scenes to get it up and running. They want to get it up and running before the midterm elections. Now, I'm one of many people around the world, Chris. I want to hear from Donald Trump. He made a very good point in one of his press releases. How can the Taliban be on social media platforms and he's silenced? There's
Yeah.
something fundamentally wrong with that, Chris.
Disgraceful.
It's disgraceful. He was booted off Facebook, he was booted off Twitter, he was booted off Instagram. And I'm really hoping that he gets back on social media too. I don't think it's right to silence him. I mean, this is cancel culture at an international level, at a frightening level. And as I said, how can we have the Taliban sending out messages on social media and Donald Trump not? It's madness, and it's a shame that it's come to this, but there'll be a lot of people who will be following him as soon as this new platform's up and running, which looks to be in February at this
Oh,
stage.
you bet. They better have a big enough server because it'll have a likelihood of crashing. It'll be very interesting. Sophie Elsworth, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Chris.